The reason we are here on this planet is to learn how to create things in the physical, bring things into manifest. What we create in this life is not just physical, it is also spiritual. It creates a spiritual reaction, and that is just implanted into the universe, and it is just going to stand the test of time. It is going to last forever. Get really focused on doing creative things that we really desire to do, whether that be music or photography or whatever that may be, public speaking. Because right now, for me, for example, I would like my photography or maybe even these videos to somehow be something that will stand the test of time, that will be etched into eternity forever. And when I'm not in this life anymore, my soul has moved on, I can look back at this incarnation, at this point of existence, and see what I created, and I feel like I learned enough from this life.
And the truth is, no energy is ever destroyed. It all continues on. The truth is, our bodies, this is a fact, are a communal hive organism of all of our ancestors and all of their race memories, but not in just some compressed epigenetic system. It's beyond that. It's an electrochemical antenna, they've proven this, that connects to higher and lower dimensions. So our bodysuit, because our predecessors wouldn't put us in a position without giving us a bodysuit that is them. Our families are loving us. They're holding us. They're wrapped all around us. Their strength, their will, their bad, their good, their sins, the good things they did, the battles they won, the battles they lost, the woman they loved, the man they loved. It's all in us. All these people. It's why we're able to look into so many things and have so many different experiences.
My ancestors are smiling at me in Blaze voice. You say the same.
If you are on semen retention and there is a chance you might want to have a child one day, then you need to know this. There is a process in our body called spermatogenesis, which is essentially the production of our sperm cells. And it is estimated that it takes around 74 to 120 days for our sperm cells to actually mature within our body. Be different, do the retention, and give birth or create a super baby. Putting other people down by putting our stuff onto them. Semen retention is the Sigma male's ultimate weapon. Now, in case you don't know what a Sigma male is, a Sigma male is essentially an alpha male, but taken out of the social hierarchy, the social paradigm that our society has created, and they're just outside the box. They're doing their own thing. They're the lone wolf type of person. I'm going to be talking about how to find the one.
Hello, 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 all of my fabulous, beautiful people. And how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all doing very, very well. Today, we are going to be talking about Big Nick energy. Now, you see, Big Nick energy, I have done one other stream on. So if you have not seen that and you want to go and check it out, go and check it out. But he believes very, very strongly in the no-fap movement. And he has some very interesting beliefs on what he believes that men should, how they should be, and how men should act in order to be a Chad. Basically, we're talking about an incel that gives no fap advice is what we are doing here today. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. I hope you are doing well. Well, I am lost and don't want to be found. Someone came and wrote a really weird comment, so I wrote, "Sir, you must be lost." So I'm assuming that that's what you're responding to, Joe. You're not lost. You're supposed to be modding right now. Thank you for being here. We have Tiny Digger Condoms who says, "Little Nick, our new spokesman." Yes, if you want me to do a Big Nick Energy Tiny Digger Condom ad, that can be done. So, as you saw in our fabulous little intro that I just did, Nick here seems to believe in the whole alpha male, sigma male, beta male thing. I'm going to tell you all right now, all of that is a bunch of bullshit. Okay? All of it is a bunch of bullshit. And technically, that's the definition of toxic masculinity, is telling men that they have to be a certain way in order to achieve attractiveness for a woman. If you're a decent looking dude, or even if you're an ugly dude, let me tell you, okay, that there's a woman out there for everyone. There's a man out there for everyone. Be a decently good person in life. Learn how to have good communication skills, problem solving skills, as you should already be learning as you enter into adulthood, and just be a normal person, and, and go out and meet people and talk to them and ask some woman out, and then you will probably be just fine. You do not need to sit here and listen to all of these people online that is giving quote unquote advice on how you could be the most perfect person. So Nick here did this whole video where he basically talks about how the no fat movement is the answer for those who are sigma males, and he explains to us what his definition and what technically the Urban Dictionary's definition, because I don't even want to really think of these as real words, what their definition is of a Sigma male and why the no fap movement is good for that. Now, I'm assuming that I might even have some new people here, and maybe you are not 100% familiar with what the no fat movement is. I've got into it a little bit in past videos. It is something that we kind of like to poke fun at here because, again, I think it's ridiculous. And lately, there have been several people. Like, it's always been a thing, but I find since the pandemic, for some reason, more have somehow popped up out of the woodwork and been like, "Hello, I am here to promote the no fat movement." So, because everybody loves it when I use Wikipedia, I'm just going to give you a quick little rundown of what it is for maybe my people out there that are watching this that aren't 100% aware. I have to be honest, I did not even know that this was a thing until I was a creator. You come on YouTube, you become a YouTube creator, and then all of a sudden you find out about all these communities that you really wish you didn't find out about. Even if you're not covering them, they somehow come and slap you right in the face. So, this one is one that, of course, has influencers. And if you are new to my channel, I pretty much spend all of my time making fun of influencers and scammers who are influencers and the like. So that's what we kind of do here, along with some comedy and me telling off drama people, which is always fun for me. So NoFap is a website, which we have also dove through the website in my last videos on this, and community forum, and we've read some of the forum. And I think we're gonna do a stream in February where we're just gonna deep dive the whole forum again, because boy, is that place ever fun. And it serves as a support group for those who wish to give up porn and masturbation. I don't care about making money on this platform. I am here to speak out about things and have fun. So please donate to me today, because I am a broke welfare bum apparently who buys subscribers somehow with my broke welfare buddy, and I need you to donate because everybody on this platform apparently hates me. So I need donations, please. Its name comes from the slang term fat, which refers to male masturbation. It started out as kind of a 4chan meme. If you are unaware, that's where the word comes from. Well, reasons for this abstinence vary by individual. The main motivation cited is attempting to overcome addiction to pornography. And that is literally the truth. It's very much about how men should not view pornography. Uh, some of them claim to have addictions to pornography, but for the most part, like, let me be real with you guys. If you're out there looking at porn, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's not an actual addiction that's getting in the way of your personal life, go do your thing. All right, go fap. As long as you ain't fapping to me on streams, I don't care. Teddy Bear, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Oh, run, they say. Super sticker. Thank you, Joe, for the $5 super sticker for my broke bitch fund. So, like, there's nothing wrong with some healthy sexuality, especially in young males. But it's all about how men should not be viewing pornography and basically how masturbation wastes your seeds. A lot of them believe that if they masturbate and waste their seeds, then it can affect like them having children later on, and all kinds of crazy, crazy conspiracy theory sounding bullshit like that. So as you see, it also says or other compulsive sexual behaviors, which is basically just masturbation. Yeah. Other reasons for abstinence include religious and moral reasons, self improvement, physical beliefs that are not supported by medicine. Like I said, that not masturbating for men is going to make them have a, a better chance at having more kids later on. You know, like you can waste those. The group's views and efforts to combat this addiction have been cited as simplistic, outdated, and incorrect by neuroscientists, psychologists, and other medical professionals. So the reason why I kind of like to talk about this is because, in a way, this is kind of a pseudoscience-y belief. The quote unquote science and quote unquote psychology and quote unquote medical beliefs that those in the no fap movement use to say it's a good movement and that people should do it because they do come out here and promote it. That's how we found Big Nick here. They're all about those sorts of things, and there's no real science behind it. So technically, it's all pseudoscientific beliefs that they have. For those that don't know, I also love to make fun of pseudoscience, particularly influencers who love to promote pseudoscience. Modern Alternative Mama being one of my most favorite anti-vaxxers, or CC, the flat earther. She talks about flat earth and all this other crazy science stuff that we can just rip apart. It's very fun for me. The purported science behind the group's activities said to come from anti-porn activist Gary Wilson, who I am planning on doing a documentary on because, boy, that was a fun, uh, fun rabbit hole I fell down. An Oregon man with no scientific training or background who has made a career peddling pseudoscience. As you see, they even say it's pseudoscience. So again, that's kind of why I want to do a whole documentary on Gary Wilson here. Dude's a great, funny ass dude, and I think everyone would greatly enjoy that. As of September 16th, 2022, so like pretty updated, the NoFap online community has more than 333,000 registered members. I'm sorry, the number almost floored me a little bit. And of course, the URL, since everyone likes it when I call it that, is nofap.com. And they also have r/nofap, which, if you don't think I'm not going to be making some good old r/videos on that, well, guess what? I most certainly fucking will be. Hello, Auntie. Good to see you. Finally, the twisty eggplant explained. Yes, I apologize. This stream was supposed to happen for a very long time, and life got in the way, and then we were doing other things. Yes, Auntie, she has fun with that. Shut up, Joe. Shut up, Joe. If it's to represent the no-fappers, it should be tied in a knot. That was the closest one I could get to a knot, if you want me to be honest. That's exactly what I was looking for. How did you read my mind? I was looking for that. That was the closest one I could find was just the twirly whirly one. So now that we have a little synopsis of what the no fap movement is, for those that are maybe brand new here and have never come across it before and have no clue what the fuck we're about to get into, now we know. And without further ado, let's start reacting to Big Nick Energy here, telling us all about Sigma males and how no fap is great for them.
Friends, my name is Nick. Thank you for joining me today, once again. Today, man, I got a video on the Sigma male today and how semen retention is the Sigma male's ultimate weapon.
Oh, it's a weapon. All right. A weapon against what? I'm a little scared now, but continue on, Nick.
Now, in case you don't know what a Sigma male is, a Sigma
Yes, please do give us the definition. None of us know. You're the only man with a brain here.
male is essentially
I'm
an
just a
alpha
woman.
male, but taken out of the social hierarchy, the social paradigm that our society has created, and they're just outside the box. They're doing their own thing. They're the
So if they're taken out of that, then why do you need to label them? Because my whole thing, okay, I'm a weird ass. I grew up in the 90s and I was taught that identity politics is real bad. And I have a big issue with labels and people trying to put me into like what politics do you believe in? Are you a conservative or a liberal? And I'm like, fuck off, I'm nothing, go away, and all that kind of stuff. So if I was a part of a group that was supposed to be outside of the social hierarchy, right? I would be like, well, can you not give us a name then? Like, I don't want to be called Sigma males and have this whole definition then of what our group is, if that's the case, especially if it's supposed to kind of represent what's between an alpha and a beta. That's how a lot of people view the Sigma, by the way, for the people outside of all these weird movements that believe in this stuff. So that's a little strange to me. But anyway, continue on, Nikki.
lone wolf type of person. They don't conform to society's standards, and they don't need the approval of other people. Because oftentimes within the alpha male is, especially you can see this in nature a lot, and it plays out in our society as well.
See, like the only time that I believe in an alpha male is when we are talking about other animals. I just feel like us as humans have evolved beyond all that. You know, evolution, that amazing thing that you do not believe in because you believe in God and that God made the earth in 7 days. Oh my God, I see what the problem is.
But the alpha male tends to need other males around it for its validation as the alpha male, when the sigma male doesn't need that validation and it can go on its own and do its own thing. Many people that practice semen retention oftentimes fall into this archetype of sigma male because semen retention is just something that is obviously outside of the cultural norms. It is something that just breeds that outside the box mentality that a sigma male thrives on. And if we're going to box people into these specific archetypes, alpha male, sigma male,
Again, my problem is that you're boxing. Like, if you're a sigma male, shouldn't you be against that? Again. Also, what the fuck is he talking about?
beta male, I believe that sigma male truly is the archetype that a man should aim to be. Semen retention just
See, like everything to do with Nick here is all about how to be the best man. And he disguises it like he wants to just teach young men how to, because he's young. Like, this dude's young. Okay, he's no like 50-year-old dude that already got a wife, had some kids, and now he can kind of look back and give some youngsters advice on maybe how to go about it if you're gonna do something like that. He's young too. He's right there with them. I'm not even 100% sure if this gentleman here has a girlfriend. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you're giving advice to all these dudes on how to get a woman, but you disguise it as how to be the best man, like that you can be. But what is the reason for being the best man that you can be? So you can get a damn woman. So everything's about getting a woman, right? And then you're boxing yourself into those boxes as you're talking about how you don't belong there. And at this point, all I see is that you don't belong with a woman.
comes much more naturally to the Sigma male, because the Sigma male is not constantly worried about cultural norms and what other people think about them. And
Again, I'm just going to put Auntie's comment just right here.
order to achieve approval of their peers. So when it comes to such a
Uh-huh.
practice, it just comes a lot easier, and the only thing getting in their way is oftentimes their own mentality and what they believe they can do. And so many of the effects that semen retention causes in your life really benefits the Sigma male. One example.
Okay. So a lot of the whole semen retention, no fat movement also has to do with you, of course, learning your limits and you learning control of yourself, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, by the way. I just don't think that this is the right way to go about it. I feel like this breeds incels. But explain it to us.
Semen retention oftentimes pushes you away from people in your life that don't vibe with you anymore, that you should really just distance yourself from in order to progress further down your own path. And
So now you sound like an MLM company because, boy, if you start this movement and you start talking to your friends and family, because think about how weird that is. Let's be real. How many of us go and hang out with our friends or our family and we're talking about fapping, all right? Or flicking the bean, okay? How many? No one. I am not talking to people about that. I am not like, do you know what would really help you get a man, dear friend? If you just stop flicking the bean, okay? That will help you control yourselves and things like this. You know, this is very strange. Hello, Zach. I miss you. So it's very very strange. Get married for 20 plus years. You can save all the shit you want. That's great, Joe. I'm going on 10 years, my man, so we'll find out soon, I guess. We still have a sexy relationship, so we're still okay. But here's the thing, though. I'm having a very hard time understanding how this is supposed to help any male, let alone just the Sigma male, right? So here we go. Here we go. What a tangled web we weave when we practice to conceive. Yeah, a lot of this is also about how to conceive.
as the Sigma male, you want to do this naturally, and semen retention it just happens on semen retention. There's no stopping it.
Okay. So he goes all MLM on us, where it's like your friends and family, when you talk to us about us, are not going to want to talk to you. And then he goes on to say, really though? Really, Nick? Fuck
Once you
me.
get to a certain point, your vibration is not going to be compatible with many of the people you used to
I knew
associate
it.
with in the
Oh my god, I knew we were gonna get to something stupid like vibrations or energy levels. I was like, he is not gonna go full. I was kind of like, shut up, let's listen a little bit more. Because there's no way he can just go full MLM on us, right? Because MLMs do that whole thing where they're like, when you join us, your friends and family, they're gonna like have a big problem with what you're doing because your whole thing is to go around and try to recruit them into your team. Well, similar with these movements, right? You're supposed to kind of talk to your friends and family and so called recruit them into the movement. And I was like, okay, there's no way that this is where he's going with this. That you're going to be sitting around with your friends and family and you're going to be talking about it because nobody fucking does that. Like I said, who's doing that? No one. So I was like, okay, let's see if he ties this in. And a lot of these guys also, of course, believe in weird energies and vibrations and a lot of this like new age spirituality hoopla that we see that used to be, back in ancient times. And for some reason, a lot of us people out here in 2023 have regressed and started believing in things like healing crystals again, like we hit our heads and forgot science exists. So it's like I knew that he had to tie it into something like that. And I guess what it is that your vibrations when you do nofap are going to obviously be different than the vibrations of people that aren't doing nofap. And therefore, you're just not going to want to be around each other anymore, which makes me feel a little bit better because then maybe you don't have to talk to all your friends about fapping and flicking the bean in order to find out if you are still compatible as friends or not. But apparently, we're all telepathic and can feel energies. So I don't really know what's better. All I hear in the background is Zach playing with his pistol. Well, it better not. It better be the real guns. Okay? Don't be fapping, Zach. Click, clack, snick, snack. I did that backwards somehow. I don't know.
Past. Even though that there may be a lot of people you don't want to let go of and move on from in your life right now or in the past, it's a good thing because there's a lot of toxic people in your life that this will really just
Excuse me, sir. You have no clues in my life. Like, excuse me. You don't get to make that decision. There's a lot of toxic people in your life. Come and watch my channel and subscribe to me. There's a lot of toxic people in your life. Get rid of all your family and friends and just be here. Oh my God, now I've started a cult. Jesus. Talk about a cult, though, which is something else I talk about often on this channel. So I'm just kind of like, Nick, you just sum up everything I hate all in one man.
get you away from. And since there's less and less things to hold you back, it makes it that much more fluid to achieve the benefits that you receive from this practice.
It makes you all that more fluid. Pun intended.
Another result from distancing yourself from other people from your past is that you will make room for new people, much more important people to your.
Why do you have to make room for people? Like, this is so weird. It's like I have a cap on the number of people that I can have in my life. I mean, some people maybe they want to keep a small circle and whatnot, and that's absolutely fine. But trust me, if as long as you and your childhood friends and your family members are all getting along and you have a decently healthy relationship, okay, you don't have to start getting rid of them in order to make new friends. It is not like, oh, sorry, you only have childhood friends, no new friends for you. And think, this man believes in God. What God is this that says you are only allowed to have 3 friends? You must get rid of one friend in order to make another.
Journey that will bring you onto a higher vibration yourself. You're not going to have these toxic people from your past. Not all of them are going to be toxic, but you definitely do have some that are.
Oh, okay, well. with no FAP, your vibrations require batteries. He's in pure romance. Maybe he should be. It would probably help him get women if that's his goal, better than doing this no FAP influencer crap. Kill off all your old friendships so you can reinvent yourself. Sigma boy. Yes. That's basically what he's saying here, right?
Bringing you down, and you are just going to have more room for a
Ta-da,
more
Splug!
tight-knit circle. And of course, man, it only leaves openings in your life for relationships with women that are on a higher vibration themselves.
See what I mean when I say everything leads back to how to get women, right? Like, he disguises it like he's giving you advice on how to live a better life. He disguises it like he's just teaching you how to be a better man, a better Sigma man, too, right? But then it always leads back to, and then that will also help you get all the good women, no matter what with this, man.
Because when you're not vibing with societal norms, when you are outside of that box, you are most likely only going to get along with women that are also outside that box, that vibrate too highly.
Yes, Sigma females.
For cultural norms that.
If that's a thing, then I must be an alpha female, I guess. Ew.
Really keeps society in this toxic cycle of just negativity and hate.
Do you know what keeps society at that toxic level of negativity and hate? When you start movements like this, and then you start telling men that they have to act a certain way and be a certain way, and then also not masturbate for a very long time in order to get women. That's how we have those incels that go around shooting up places, Nick.
And while I'm talking about women, semen retention also complements the Sigma male so well because the Sigma male is already in the mindset of not chasing women, doing their own thing and not giving a shit. And women just gawk over that. They find that so hot. So when the Sigma male realizes the value,
We do? All women gawk over that. They just find it so hot. Jeez, Nick, please tell me what women find hot. What do I find hot?
of his seed, he doesn't have to break this habit of chasing women. He just has to deal with women naturally as they come into his life.
Oh. Just deal with them, hey? Deal with them long enough. Only real women will get that joke.
And to end this video, when you really just aren't bogged down by societal norms, like the Sigma male,
Well, then what the hell are we doing here? This man just said do not be bogged down by societal norms of the Sigma male after I just did a whole video about how the no fat movement is going to help the Sigma males. Jesus Christ, Nick.
and you're practicing semen retention,
Woo! Yes, because make sure that you're a Sigma male that practices semen retention. That will really help you get with the Sigma women.
there's really no stopping you because the only thing
No stopping you. You'll just be going around all over the place. Women will not know how to not throw themselves at you. As soon as you walk in the room, you'll be like a magnet, and the women will just fling, cling right onto you. You'll be there with your dinger just bang, 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 banging all the women on the street on the way to work. That's right. Listen to this no fap advice today, and you can be the ultimate Chad.
at that point that can hold you back is your own mind. And once you master your own mind,
Ha! Once you master your mind, just don't masturbate.
man, you will make it far, and there's just, like I said, nothing to stop you. Anyways, guys, that's the video for today. I hope somebody learned something from this today.
Oh, we learned something. We learned something about you, sir. I don't think it's what you wanted us to learn about, but we learned something. Joe says, "Why is he in Cece's car?" Nick, what happened? Are you talking to us from the flat Earth? Men like this are responsible for increased power bills in the homes of real single women. Yeah, Nick, what are you gonna do about that?
I hope you all have a great day, and as always, peace.
As always, peace. Yeah, bruh. Be a Sigma male. And then you'll get all the women's. They fucking rock, man. All you gotta do is just not play with your dinger. And then all the women will just flock to you. Yeah. Alright, so that was how semen retention is the Sigma male's greatest weapon, which we didn't really hear about how it was a weapon. I guess a weapon against the other like men out there that aren't Sigma males that do no fap. Like I'm having a fucking hard time understanding what the hell that was. For real though. Did you know that retention unlocks psychic abilities, by the way? So not only do you feel vibrations, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, no, not only that, but you can also become a psychic. I mean, who doesn't want to be a
My
psychic?
friends, thank you all for joining me today.
Yo, what is up, Nick? Thank you for joining me today.
Man, I'm doing great.
Man.
Hope you all are doing amazing.
I am doing amazing. I hope everybody here is doing amazing. Auntie Joe, all the viewers, I hope you're all doing amazing.
You know, it's pretty cold where I am right now,
Bitch, I'm in Canada. Shut the fuck up.
even though it's spring, but I think this is the last cold front I will be getting where I am, so I'm grateful for that.
I'm in Canada, where the last cold front is probably in June.
But other than that, man, life is great, and it's only getting better, you know?
Did he fap? He seems happier.
So today's video,
It's going to be a little out there today. Going to be a
Like all the other ones are not out there. Okay.
little bit out there, a little more esoteric than normal.
Esoteric. Oh, God. We need an esoteric big dick energy, please. Air juice. I know you're watching and trolling me out there somewhere. Get on that. Thank you.
I'm going to be talking about the innate psychic abilities that you have
Okay.
and that will be activated when you are on retention.
Aw, damn it. You mean, really? I gotta stop masturbating and having sex in order to achieve this? I don't know if I can do that. I don't think the husband would like me too much. I was saying.
And now, before you hit pause and say, oh, that's some bullshit, or you click off, let me say I'm not talking about making objects levitate.
Okay.
I am not talking about reading people's minds.
Hello!
What I am talking about is
It's
the
okay.
natural innate ability within you to pick up on the most subtle of vibrations, the most subtle of energies
Uh-huh.
that other people, that other situations give off.
Oh, okay. So are you going to tell us how you could be psychic to pick up women?
Because as you go down your journey, as you retain more, as you hold your seed and strengthen your spiritual power.
See? Apparently holding your seed, which is what he calls this, which I just love, okay? Don't be out there planting them seeds, okay? The world is not your garden, bitch. Hold that in. Planting your seed, it all has to do with when you save your seed, you up your vibrations. When you up your vibrations, you deal with wonderful people instead of all those toxic people that you were getting rid of in your life that he was talking about earlier. And then why do you want to do that? To get a woman.
You will be more sensitive to the subtle vibrations and energies around you.
Don't tell
But going
him.
back, I'm not going to say that it is impossible to have the classic psychic abilities to make things levitate and stuff. I'm not going to tell you anything is impossible, man. Because
Oh, okay. Now, listen here, Nick. Now you started off and you were like, "That's not what I'm saying. We aren't talking about levitation and making things move around with your mind." And now you're like, "But by the way, as long as you do the nofap and you hold your seed while you do this, I mean, no one's impossible. Maybe you can. Come on, Jesus."
what
Oh
do
no,
I know?
lose the Lord's name
What do
in
any
vain.
of us really know is possible? You even look at some of these stories from the Tibetan monks, what they could do.
And then, when your dinger shrinks, what do you need? You need Tiny Dinger Condoms. Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor of the day. Today's video is sponsored by Tiny Dinger Condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Are you a male streamer on the YouTube platform? Do you use your community like a dating app? Do you enjoy flying women to you for escapades and inviting them to streamer houses when they didn't even stream just so you can get with them under the guise of working? Do you love to harass and stalk women who don't want to be in your community anymore or who found out about the size of your dinger? It's okay. It still works. In fact, it works so well, I bet when you fly a woman out, you can get her drunk in a motel, try to coerce her into sex all night, have her tell you no twice, go wake off in a bathroom, which you'll brag about to women in future and claim it means you have good stamina, come out and bug her more until she agrees and says, just do whatever you want to get it over with. So, what will you grab for when she finally gives in to these constant advances? We got you, bruh! We know that you'll be all about it! Tiny Dinger Condoms, the best condom brand on the web for those micro penises, for the men who love to use their little dingers even after she says no. Heck, even twice. When you reach over and grab for a box of these, she will think, wow, I want to be raped by a man who uses a tiny dinger condom. And she will give in to the advances no matter what.
Then, tiny dinger condoms will ensure she never gets pregnant as it kills any sperm left in existence. You don't want another kid, you probably forgot about one you have already. So, be sure to buy tiny dinger condoms today. Located at your CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, all of the pharmacies around your area, and hidden in your favorite Sears nightstand. Don't worry, they're all the same. Thank you so much to Tiny Dinger Condoms for sponsoring this video, my community tab post, and my entire channel. I appreciate you. Now, back to the video.
This is turning into a rape thing real fast.
All right, well, that was an awesome segue, Auntie. Thank you for that.
Or you even read a lot of the myths, a lot of these old ass stories just passed down to us from like thousands upon thousands of years ago, way older than like the Bible or whatever text. And you look at these texts, man, and you got to think that people back in the day, 4,000 plus years ago, unless they were like a royal kid, like the child of some king, or they were a literal bum on the street covered in their own feces.
Whoa, Nick. Jesus.
People did not have the time to just sit around making stuff up.
That's like all they did was sit around and make up fables and stories and mythologies about why things were the way that... Hello, Nick. Nick, this is the worst history lesson ever.
People wrote down what was real, what had actual historical value, whether it be in the form...
So they actually saw Zeus come from the sky, is what you're telling me. Okay.
...of myth through symbolism or actual event recording. So people did not just spend their time just imagining things.
He needs one!
All of this stuff we get from Hollywood, that we see in Hollywood, they get from the past. There is nothing new under the sun.
That's kind of a lie. There's a lot of new stuff. I don't think that back in the day there were in ancient times people were talking about Friends and How I Met Your Mother, for example. I don't think we got those from back then. Really, Nick?
But going back, man, you will have these psychic abilities, these natural abilities unlocked. And I'm not going to give you a time frame. You know, it really depends on how spiritually progressed you are.
What? What are you on about? What do you mean? You're not going to give us a time frame for where you got this information from? We're supposed to know based on how spiritually progressed we are? Is that what he just said? Okay.
Before you start retaining as well. Because if you just like jumped out of materialism, or you just jumped out of being lost in your psyche, you know, it might take you a little longer than somebody who was already focusing on spiritual aspects in life, spiritual knowledge. So somebody who is already focused and they're meditating, focusing on their own energy, it might take you a bit quicker to start picking up on these subtle energies, reading situations, reading people. But somebody who has been lost in the material, like I said, it might take you twice as long, 3 times as long to get to that point, which is fine. It's just where you are. You have to go through your journey and progress. We were all at that point once in our life.
Okay. So we have to meditate and get to know our vibrations. And then hopefully we will learn how to better meditate and know ours and other people's vibrations, is what he's saying. And that will help us not fap and get the women's.
And I don't want to give you any sort of specific time frame.
Of course you don't. Why the hell would you do that? Is there a time frame for how long it will take? Because I'm just like, you just literally went on a big rant about it.
You know, it could take people...
I don't want to give you a time frame, but it could take people
hundreds of days. It could take someone, I don't know, maybe even 60 days, 90 days.
Please don't give us a time frame more.
I really don't want to give you a time frame. For me,
okay. I think you just did twice, but sure.
Me, I want to say I didn't actually start questioning like if I was picking up on these energies and vibrations until
Right?
I want to say day 150 to day 200.
So I don't want to give you time frame on how long it will take to pick up on vibrations, but it took me about day 150 to day 200, which, by the way, it's so funny to me that he counts days like that. It's just weird. Like, most people would be like about 3 months. You know, even this guy with his no fat movement, and that's what I wanted to point it out for. These people that are in the no fat movement, they talk about how this is a great movement, but holy crap, do they ever keep track of every single day that they do not fap? And yes, that's my poem of the day. Write that down. Because they will seriously be like, I have not fapped for 271 days. Instead of just saying, like, almost a year, for example, or something like that. It's just ridiculous. I've never seen someone talk about time like that. This whole time, he's saying, I don't want to tell you how long it could take, but then I'm going to tell you all the different examples of how long it could take. And then I'll tell you how long it took me. Which will then, if there are people watching this, and they want to do this, by the way, for whatever stupid reason it is, because obviously he has some young people that are watching this. I haven't seen this guy meme too much. I'm like the only one that's talking about him. He's tiny, but he has enough people that are listening to him that it's getting worrisome, you know? So it's like there are some young people listening to this man for his advice, which is what he wants. His goal here, as you heard at the beginning of this, again, if you didn't hear, you can go back and hear. His goal is to be an influencer on here and teach this. So he wants people to listen to this shit. So there's some poor young person listening to this crap, and they're going to hear him talking about how it took him 150 to 200 days, and then they're going to be like, okay, so it should take me about the same, like, the time. And it's just ridiculous, especially after you go on about how you don't want to put a time limit on it.
I didn't even start questioning my ability to do such things until that time. Man, like I said, it's just reading people, reading the vibrations people give off.
Is it reading people and their vibrations, or is it actually reading people and their non-verbal social cues? I'm just wondering.
Not necessarily their thoughts. Not
Well, I hope not, because that's why would you call it psychic then? What a clickbaity thing this young man did.
telling you that. Just the energy they're giving off. The
energy, your aura.
energy in a current situation that maybe priorly you wouldn't have been able to read, but you're picking up on this vibration now. You're like, okay, this whole situation is just full of BS, man, and it's just something I don't need to be a part of.
I think that's just called intuition, and we all have that. Even if we fap and flick the bean, by the way, so, okay.
And man, this is powerful. This is real power. And I don't
Yeah, no, it is, actually. I strongly recommend, if you are a person out there, you want some real advice from someone that's quite a bit older than this, sir. I won't age myself out here. I'm 36. But I literally, that's a very great advice, is to follow your intuition. If you are in a bad situation or around bad people, and you get a feeling like, I don't like this, I'm very uncomfortable, definitely listen to that and get out of that situation. That's good advice. It has nothing to do with you being psychic or picking up on vibrations. All right? No. And you can still fap. That's the good news. Did someone say bullshit? Shut up,
even
Doe.
think I understand how
You
truly
stop.
powerful this is yet. How, like, the longer I go down my journey, how much more finely tuned this skill, this natural ability can get. So man, you really have to stay focused on yourself, stay meditating, focus on the energy within. You know, something I've really been
And again, there's nothing wrong with telling people to, like, work on themselves, focus on themselves, try to be better people. I don't know why it has to be attached to an influencer, and then also why it has to be attached to this no fap, weird, toxic masculinity world.
trying to do recently is while I sit there, I don't even have to be meditating. I could just be sitting in my car like right now, sitting in my room.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I'll take notes that my attention is not on myself. My attention is elsewhere. It's on my computer screen. It's on my steering wheel. It's on the road in front of me.
Oh
Well,
my
if you're
God.
driving,
Well, Jesus Christ. If you're driving, please do pay attention to the road in front of you and not yourself.
make sure your focus is on the road in front of you. But if you're
Okay, thanks. Jesus Christ, Nick. I was like, what advice are you giving now? Crash, everyone! Crash your cars!
not, if you're parked like I am, just take the second just to focus inside. Like actually focus inside.
Do you know what's a really great thing to practice if you want to get better at this? It's a thing called mindfulness. And I did it when I was getting some counseling. It's a very, very, very great skill in which you learn how to ground yourself and live more in the moment instead of being all up in your head. It is also another way that you can work on getting to know your intuitions better. And again, you can still fap and flick the bean while you do it. So there you go. And you don't have to actually have somebody sit there who you have to take advice from. I mean, you can go get a mindfulness coach if you want, but you can also just learn it all on your own.
Feel like what is going on within inside you. I don't even know how to explain it properly. It's something that you just have to try doing. But bring the attention back to yourself.
It's called grounding yourself. And getting out autopilot, for example. A lot of us live a lot of our lives in autopilot. Again, there's nothing wrong with giving that advice. I just don't know why it has to be attached to this toxic masculinity bullshit, where it all has to lead to how you get a woman, you know? And no faps. You can still fap and do all
Don't
of this.
push your attention outward, essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But anyways, guys, like I said,
That's kind of a weird thought, actually, that you would tell people to focus more on themselves than outwardly. Because when you want to be in a relationship, you do have to give a fair bit of your focus to the other person and their needs and their wants and their happiness and all that. So it's kind of like mixed messages that Nick gives when it comes to his no fap relationship advice. Wow, who knew? Welcome back,
stay
Steve.
meditating, focus on your own energies, build this energy up, retain, do the inversion, handstands, headstands, great way to transmute this energy. Do
handstands and headstands. If you can't do it, you don't get woman.
breath work, Wim Hof method, or pranayama once every single day. This will raise that energy upward and you will feel it. And also start eyebrow gazing just a little bit every day.
Eyebrow gazing. Okay.
It will help kick up your intuition. While you're just sitting there or you're meditating, focus on where that third eye would be. Focus your eyes on that spot. And that will help kick up your intuition. It will help you see through the BS in this world. But anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Any questions whatsoever, drop them down below and I will answer them. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Share the video. Any personal questions you don't want to leave in a...
Oh, I shared the video, all right. You're welcome. So, yes, he does think that he is a Jedi or something. Some kind of ninja. I find a lot of incels think they're ninjas or Jedis or something of the sorts. I'm finding out. This guru, Swami Miazar, has the weirdest headgear. So one of the things that he mentioned was eyebrow gazing. And I was like, what is that? So I looked it up because I think that it's important that we know what he's talking about. And I feel like the rest of the stuff you guys pretty much understand, right? There wasn't anything there that he wasn't explaining where you guys were like, what's that? But eyebrow gazing, maybe not familiar with, because I know I wasn't. So eyebrow gazing, as you can see right here, is actually a yoga pose. It's kind of like a yoga thing that you do. And I'm going to butcher this, but it's called Shambhavi Mudra. Eyebrow center gazing. It's an advanced yoga pose. So the funny thing about that to me is that usually when you do yoga, Hold on, I don't even know if you guys could see this. Let me make this bigger. 1 second. Okay, can you guys see that better? I feel like maybe you could see that better. There we go. So say perfectement. Okay, so the funny thing about this is that advanced yoga pose means that you would be someone that's doing like yoga for quite a while. And so to me, it's really not fair to tell people that are like brand new to yoga to do advanced yoga poses, okay? But it comes under the practices of other yoga mudras. This practice is also called whatever these words are. In Sanskrit, the word Shambhavi is broken down into Shambhu, which refers to Lord Shiva, the one born of peace, and Bhava is referred to as the divine emotion. So now you can kind of like figure out where it comes from. The practice of this mantra is done by gazing at the eyebrow point. With this kind of practice, a yogi moves, which a yogi is like someone that does yoga, okay, I guess, moves from external connections to internal connections. And with this connection, the yoga is absorbed in his inner experiences while constantly focusing on his Ishta Devata, particular symbol, which is in most cases assigned by his or her guru, which again, I don't know how you're supposed to do that if you don't have a guru. While gazing at the eyebrow center, the third eye chakra is activated. So a lot of this is to get your third eye chakra to activate. So you also have to believe in like the 7 chakras, of course, in order to do all of this sort of stuff. So in this, the students have their eyes open while the gaze is towards the point in between the 2 eyebrows. Slowly with practice, and when the students are in a deeper meditative state, they naturally move into this like Shambhavi Mudra state, and some can even close their eyes while being in this state of Mudra. Although it is very important to note that all of this is done only with the guidance of a guru or an experienced yoga teacher. So I don't know, Nick, not exactly the best advice. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What do you do if you have a unibrow? I don't know. That's actually a very good question. I guess then you just look at the big area above your nose. And if you have a big nose like me, it's not hard to find. Navel gazing. Hot. I guess it's better than feet gazing. I'll give them that. So, I just feel like this is awful advice for him to give people, considering his advice, like I said, is mainly geared towards younger gentlemen who probably are not all into yoga or very deep into yoga, or at least they don't have someone to guide them through this. So he's out here telling people to do this every single day. So at the very least, sir, go and get certified in order to lead these people in that meditation or that yoga. And then at least I wouldn't have as much of a problem with you giving them the advice to do that. You know, if that makes sense to people. I just feel like if you're going to give people advice to do a yoga thing like that, you should know that it's advanced, and you should know that like most people are not going to be able to do that, especially since, like I said, they don't have someone teaching them the yoga. Especially right now, a lot of people are just freaking doing yoga in their freaking house. You know, we just doing yoga in our houses. So, I think that we need to also learn before we hear about how to get the one. I just have a really quick video here, and I'll probably play pretty much the whole thing. It's only like 3-4 minutes long, of Nick here telling us how to stop spreading our negative shit and shine our light. And yes, he does use the word shit. So he's being a little negative. I'm just saying I don't appreciate
Friends,
that.
thank you for joining me today. Today, man, I'm going to be talking about being positive and shining your light when you are around other people so you can affect them in a positive way and not bringing out your negative side, your darkness, and putting that onto other people. But before I get into this any further, I need to say this is not some toxic positivity video. I am not talking about throwing on a smile, covering up the darkness with a complete fake facade, just for the sake of happiness to hide what you're really feeling. This is not what I am talking about at all. And that should not be your case. You need to be authentic. What I am talking about is being a man, being a woman, not being a boy or a girl anymore, and not throwing your darkness, your negativity onto other people. It is about to be 2022. 2021, I don't know where it went, man. It's gone. But it's about to be 2022. We cannot afford to take our energies and put that onto other people anymore, unload that onto other people. It is time to be an adult, be a grown man, a grown woman, and take your shit and deal with it.
Okay. It's very easy to say. Again, did he just try to gaslight me? I feel like this whole thing has been gaslighting. It is very interesting. I tried so hard to let him talk for this whole time, but I have a big mouth and I cannot do that.
Go home, meditate, lay on.
Listen, go home and meditate and get over your shit. And if you have depression or something like a severe mental health issue, just get the fuck over it, man. All you gotta do is meditate, not fap, not watch porn, and listen to my advice, and practice knowing vibrations and doing that eye yoga, and you get all the women, and you will be the best man ever.
On it, think on it, go to the gym, work the
Oh, and go to the gym and work out. All the Sigma males work out.
emotions out, and not throw that onto other people.
Really, I should be sending him a bill, shouldn't I? He needs desperately intervention. We are not bullying him. Be thankful Queen of Spade is analyzing you free of charge.
People onto other divine creations. It is not their job to take care of your crap. It is your job to learn how to deal with it yourself.
That's true, though. I will give him that. The only thing that he is saying that is true is that it is up to you to deal with your own crap. It is. Even if you have a mental health issue, like me, it is up to me to go and get therapy and medication for that. I cannot sit here, not do that, and then just unload everything onto everyone else and then ask other people to fix me. That does not help. It also does not help, by the way, to listen to someone like this just scream at you through a computer screen that you should just meditate, go to the gym, and then get the fuck over it. So I guess none of us are doing the proper thing here. Except I am actually getting help, by the way. Do not call the cops on me again, please.
It is time to be grown men or grown women. We're not little boys and little girls anymore.
Okay.
And deal with our inner problems and not throw that onto other people. And that's whether you're at work, you're at home, you're at the gym, you're at school, no matter where. It is your job to take your
It is our job to
emotions, your internal demons, and sort them out by yourself, on your own time, in your own head. Work them out with your own actions. Because and when I say we, I mean me too. I get caught up too. I'm not perfect. We are putting other people down by putting our stuff onto them. Everybody else around you is also a divine creation. So when you are talking to someone else, when you are putting your crap onto someone else, you are doing that to God in a way. They are a tiny piece of God, just as you are. We are all fractals of the Creator.
Oh, now you lost me. You know, you kind of had me. I was like, you know what, Nick? At the end of the day, I could take what you say and I could grab what you're saying and I could turn it into some kind of decent message, which I hope I sort of did. Because, like I said, there's some truth to what he's saying with this. He's just going about it in an awful way, and again, for an awful reason. Because this man doesn't just give people advice, like I keep saying, to be like, this is what you should do for yourself to be better people. It's all to be better people in order to get through the no fat movement and then get with the opposite sex or the same sex if you're gay or whatever, whoever you want to be with. Get with a partner. You know what I'm saying? That is the ultimate goal. Partnership with somebody else. So it's not real advice Because let me tell you, if you are going to better yourself, it should never be for somebody else. It should always be for yourself and not for some ulterior goal other than to just better yourself. I tell people all the time, the best advice I probably give is that if you want to live this life in a good way, just keep trying to better yourself. Try to be better than you were the day before. But you don't need any of the MLM junk. You don't need any of the hustle culture bullshit. You don't need any of the fucking coaching courses. And you don't need movements like the no fat movement in order to do that. You can just do that. Therapy is absolutely fine to get in order to do that. In fact, I strongly recommend going to therapy instead. Therapy is amazing. I love it. I've been doing it since I was 9 years old and I'm 36 and a half, as Joe will point out. So I'm telling you, please go to therapy. Without therapy, I might not be here right now. Real talk. But that is the best way to actually help yourself. Not by taking advice from people like this or even me. The only advice you should take from me is go to therapy.
And when you disrespect the creator by throwing your crap onto someone else, it's going to come back around and mess with you.
Now, see, here's the thing. Again, there's a lot of truth to what he's saying, but we've already talked about that. Now, what I have a problem with him saying is it's like, what if you and your friends, right, just want to like share experiences? Let me tell you something. That's how women bond. I don't think men are the same. I think men have different bonding, like ways that they bond. But in my experiences of being in groups of people where, half were men, half were women, men tend to bond through their interests and the interests that they share. And although that might be how women initially, hook up and start to bond, the way that women actually bond is by kind of sharing their life experiences with each other and having these kinds of deep talks. So it's funny to me that his whole thing is just don't talk to anyone about your stuff. That's not good either. It is completely fine if you have some friends that you turn to in your time of need. Please don't be the next time you go do that, if you take his advice, going, oh my God, I really hope I'm not burdening my friend here. Most good friends won't mind if you need to talk to them when you're going through a hard time, right? I've never had a good friend give me a hard time when I've needed to turn to them. I have only had bad friends and shit streamers do that to me, but never a good friend. They will listen and they will be there for you because you listen and you're there for them. It should be a give and take relationship and friendship. And he seems to be like forgetting that those exist in this whole speech. And that's kind of bothering me a little bit. So I just felt the need to put out there and kind of combat that a little by saying, that's okay. All right. There's a difference between going to someone and reaching out, or even like trusting someone and having a friend that you go to, and then straight up trauma dumping all your craps on people, or like trauma dumping all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
So you really have to be careful what you are emitting into this universe, what you are accepting into yourself from other people. And it is so important that we do not shove our negativity out onto others.
I mean, again, that part is not wrong. Have you ever been a service worker? And I worked at the grocery store when I was like 19. I worked at Food Basics for several. Never mind, we won't get into it. I worked there for a very, very long time. But basically, I was a cashier. And there was this one person, this one customer that would come in, and every single day, it was like They hated the fucking world. Okay? They would come in and they would just be almost angry, just right off the bat. Have you ever met someone like that where you're like, hi, and you kind of look at them and just right away you're like, oh, this person is fucking pissed. And the way that they would walk would be angry, and the way they would grab the groceries off the shelf would be angry, and then when they would come to my till, which I don't know why, but they always seem to come to my till, they would just slam the groceries down, and then when you would talk to them, they would be extremely rude and very short and when they talk to you, just every time. And it was like, dude, like, what the fuck? And I am the type of person where I could be going through the worst day ever. But if I go out in public, for example, and I am going to be dealing with a cashier, that's not her problem. That's not her fault. If anything, I'm going to be as nice as pie. I might even be too fucking nice just because I need a moment of niceness in my goddamn day to combat all the negativity I was already going through. So I'm going to be like extra nice to that person. I'm going to be happy that there's going to be someone smiling and saying hello to me in a nice way. And I'm going to take that and be like, thank you, and be nice back. I do not understand like going out into the world and then taking your negativity and your crap onto other people. Don't be that person. That's not bad advice. But that should just be a part of being an adult, is learning how to control those emotions and being able to shut off those emotions. For example, when you go into work, you're told leave your work at work and leave your home at home when you go into work, right? And you have to kind of have that way of thinking, I guess, about everything in your life. When you go to the store, leave your bullshit at home. Don't be bringing it to the store to take out on the damn cashier at food basics. Okay? Try to be polite to other people because it's not their fault that you're having a bad day. But again, that shouldn't all be just to get women. You should just do that to be a human being that's fucking decent. Because if there's anything in our world that's missing right now, by the way, it's just human decency. If you want my opinion.
Constantly putting positivity out there towards other people, towards the universe, that's going to come back to you, man. So really try your best to work through your negative side on yourself. Do the shadow work in your own time. Do some meditation. You can really do anything constructive that allows you to access deep thought. That way you can go into these negative emotions.
Carol says, what male or female shows their bed as a background? And my answer to that is a fuck boy, a slut, e-girl, or an incel or femcel.
So you aren't throwing it out into the universe.
Yeah, I guess we'll give him that.
As I said, that will come back to ruin you.
Although I will say that if he does get a girlfriend, I hope she makes it better.
But anyways, guys, that is the quick video for today. Hope you guys learned something. If this helped you out, let me know in the comment section below. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, you have a great day. Peace.
Okay, when I tell you guys that this is the best advice that this man ever gives. Okay, Joe, we're almost done here. We have the one more video about his advice on how to get the one there, and then we're wrapping it up. Don't worry. I'm trying not to go to like 4 hours today. But if I tell you guys all that this is the best advice that Big Nick Energy gives ever, would you believe me? Because like I said, this is about the only one where I can take a lot of what he says and kind of get something out of it that I can then make into real positive advice, at least, that doesn't involve the no fat movement like he wants it to, and that doesn't involve doing all of this just to get a woman. Because like I said, that's what it ends up being all about with him. So again, speaking of that, and how everything seems to be all about, how to get with women, we are going to know, we're going to watch semen retention and how to know she is the one to wrap this up, because this is the best thing that I have ever heard in my life. And therefore, I love sharing it with all of you.
What is up, my friends? Thank you all for joining me today.
Yo, what is up, Nick? Thank you for talking to me through my StreamYard today.
Today, man, I'm doing great. Hope you all are doing amazing because life is great and it's only getting better for you and me. Today, though, you read the title. I'm going to be talking about how to find the one. And I put the one in quotes because I don't believe there is one person divinely crafted and placed on this planet for you.
Oh. Well. Fuck you too, Nick!
There are many people with strong soul connections, whether they be a twin flame or a soulmate, that you can get along with.
Twin flames and soulmates. Oh, listen, I promise you guys, don't worry, I actually do have on my list to talk about that whole thing. We will get into that.
But that does not necessarily mean that all of these people are super easy to find. You might stumble upon one once every 6 months, once every year, once every...
And make sure you say sorry when you do and you trip over it. We need something to make this funny.
However long, it's not going to be every single day you stumble upon a twin flame and have a strong connection with them.
And then get burned!
But when it does happen, this one piece of criteria is very important.
Alright, everyone. Do you want to write this down? Get out your papers and pens. I think this guy is a woman repeller. He is full of nonsense. Don't write that down. We already know that to be true. But, you see, get your pen and paper. Write this down. You can find me on Discord at Queen of Karma, all in capital letters, number 8669, or you can email me. My email is on my channel, and then we can figure out how to chat that way. I have Google Hangouts and all of that stuff. He needs to keep his hat on. Yeah, I know, right? He's balding a little bit here for a Sigma male, just saying. Maybe he has to be a Sigma male because he can't be a Chad, as they call it. But make sure that we all write this down because this is very, very important. Before Joe ages me to my death, we need to know this information. He's going to tell us the very one thing we need to know. So let's hear it, Nick.
And that is...
Okay, that is. Remember, get your pens and paper ready.
You know, once you're talking to them and you're starting to develop a stronger connection with this person.
All right, are you guys writing this down? Once you talk to them and you start developing a stronger connection to this person, I am assuming that you all type as fast as me and write as fast as me.
Is you have to think to yourself, how free do I feel with this person when they are here, when they are not here? And I don't mean free in the sense that, oh, you can just go bang anyone you want. You can.
Oh, well, okay. So how free are you? When this person isn't here, but he is not talking about freedom in terms of being able to go and bang other people. So we are not doing polygamy here. No, that's not the freedom he's talking about. Okay? No, don't do that. So write that down. That's out of the question. So need to know.
And
It's
treat
important.
her like shit.
Oh.
And really just not hold your own as the male, as the divine masculine in your relationship. No, I mean free in the sense of how dependent is this person on you?
How dependent is this person on you? Okay, I really hope you're also about to bring up, and how dependent are you on them? Otherwise, this is a one-sided thing, Nick.
How clingy, how needy are they for your energy?
How clingy and how needy are they for your energy? This is his advice on how men should pick women.
How demanding are they?
How demanding are you, asshole? Sorry. Whew. You get a little personal with this.
Do you feel drained? Do you feel like you can't do certain things because of this person is in your life? If so, even just a little bit, they're not the person for you. It's just how it is.
I mean, again, not completely wrong. If you're around someone and they're draining all your energy and stuff, you probably shouldn't be around them too much.
You should feel free with that person. When someone is a twin flame, most likely they are in your life to teach you a lesson.
They're in your life to teach you a lesson. That's why there's domestic violence. Huh! No, I'm joking. Please do not cancel me for that joke. Come on.
And this is a very important soul lesson. So this is why many people keep going through twin flames.
Okay.
Soulmates tend to be more permanent.
Okay. I think we're all aware of what a soulmate is, right?
Soulmates happen when two people come together that already love themselves. Now, I've also heard people say that twin flames can turn into soulmates. You can grow together, which can happen. But from my experience,
it can happen. But we should all listen to him and his experience. Because this is Big Nick energy here. And he is the big no-fap Sigma male who is going to teach all the men how to get women's.
it is the easiest to do the growth on your own. Because oftentimes, especially in these days, people will distract themselves with each other.
Again, not completely wrong. I am of the popular belief that you do have to love yourself before you can love someone else. It's just such a weird way he puts it. And it has nothing to do with soulmates, twin flames, or anything like that, or the no fap movement. And we don't need this man to tell us how to do it.
So work tends not to get done.
Okay.
So this is why it's so important to go solo and work.
See, that's not true though. Because I feel like when I got with my husband, for example, I got things done better. Because he pushed me to continually kind of like finish working on myself and keep that up and keep going. And then he would help me with things that I would need help with so that I could just work on myself. Good example, I was on a drug treatment program called methadone. And when my husband and I were living with each other, I was at the end of it. So he took up doing a lot of the work around the house, walking our dogs, and doing a lot of the stuff so that I could actually work on getting off of it sooner than I thought I was going to be able to if it was just me by myself having to do everything. And then I was able to like basically do everything I wanted to do in life several months earlier to work on myself, right? Because everything got done way sooner than even I had planned for myself. So, if anything, it helped me better myself more. And then I was able to do more things and then branch out and get to know myself better and etc. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends. If you meet somebody and you're a single person out there and you meet somebody and they are making you, there's that famous line, that Jack Nicholson famous line, you make me want to be a better man. You know that line? Okay, that is true. Okay, I believe that the person for you is somebody that makes you want to be a better person, but for yourself, not for them. And they'll push you to do it for yourself, not for them. And it won't have to do with what they want you to do. It'll be more about what you want to do to better yourself and what you need to do. So they might come in and like check you every once in a while. That's a good thing. But at the same time, they won't get in the way and they won't, thank you. I think I will keep him. Like things like that. So it does kind of depend. To just say to everyone, do not like date someone and then grow together, it is not really fair. I even have a lot of friends who, maybe they weren't the best of places when they met, But then they got together. They were able to both work and then, move in together. Bills were cheaper for both of them. Then they were able to save up more. And because of that, they were able to buy a house together. And then they were able to get married sooner. And then their lives took on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't always have to be by yourself, but you should always work on yourself to get to a good point at where you have that self-esteem and where you know what you want in life and where you can be self-aware enough to know what you have to work on, or at least self-aware enough to go to counseling to figure out what you have to work on or something, and to be working on it before you should hook up with somebody else. That part might be true. But again, everybody's fucking different. And some people, maybe they need somebody else more than others. And some people just don't even want to be with anyone else. And they just want to be alone for the rest of their lives. I have friends that want to be single. Just like I have friends that never want children, for example. Everybody's different and everybody needs different things. And this is why it's very hard to put this like blanket advice on any of this stuff. And it's dumb when it has to do with the no fat movement. Okay.
Work on yourself, go off the grid, and just develop your own person. Build yourself up from the ground. Your finances, your physical ability, your spiritual ability. Build all that up
Your physical
while you have
ability.
the time to yourself.
I'm not an alpha male, but I think you should build up your physical ability.
Because it will happen when you run into somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with. And if you've been working on yourself, learning how to love yourself, treating yourself right, man, this person's going to slide right into your life. And it's going to be so easy. Because most likely, they've done a lot of the work on themselves.
Slide into my room. Sorry.
As well.
Got Google Dolls
So it's
playing
going
in
to
my
be
head
very
now.
easy, very easy going. No pressure. No dependency.
Why don't
Now,
you
of course,
slide?
we are dealing with female-male dynamics here. There is going to be some sort of, I don't want to say dependency. I don't know the right word to use right now. But there is that dynamic there where we are the man, we are the leader.
I was wondering, like, what people in the LGBTQ community are supposed to do with advice like this when you're always talking about man need woman. What if man need man? Then what? Is it different advice? I'm just wondering.
Provide. And that's just how it is.
Men provide?
But there's a difference between that and a female
That's what I think about that.
that is draining your energy. Taking all of your attention from your goals, ruining your focus. There's a difference between those two things. And if you find the latter happening, if you find yourself slipping up over a girl,
don't be slipping up over them girls.
She is not the one for you. She most likely, if you feel a strong connection with her, is just a twin flame.
She does a twin flame.
And it's probably the wisest move to dip out.
Dip out! Middle of the night. Alright, just leave the bitch.
Although, people will say you can work on it with somebody, but these days, it's very hard to do.
Okay, again, says this man, which as we see, of course he would never have a problem working things out with anyone. He's just perfect.
So, that's up
Yeah, this guy doesn't feel like he'd be hard to deal with at all for a woman.
to your own discretion, but essentially, man, the summary of this video is freedom. How
I don't know, I think the summary of this video is incel.
free do you feel with this woman? That will tell you if she is the right one for you, whether to hold on to her or to let her go. Now, I do want to
That was poetic. Very poetic, Nick. Fabulous job.
say, just to end the video, finding a woman, it's great. It can be part of your focus, but it should not be your main purpose. It should not be your main focus. You should have your own hobbies, your own interests, your own endeavors you are pursuing.
Okay, but this entire channel of yours is all about how to do no fap and then better yourself in order to find woman. So I find this ironic.
You should have your own goals. And Your number one goal should not be finding a wife, should not be finding a life partner. Because that is not attractive.
Hopefully she doesn't
You're a
let
man.
go.
You're supposed to be on your mission.
Oops.
When you are not on your mission, the male-female dynamic...
What is the mission? Your mission. Men! Time for the mission!
is off. It's going to be less attractive.
See? That everything's all about being less attractive for who then? Well, for the women. So every single thing. And he just did this whole speech where he's like, oh, I don't want everything to be about how it's just for women, by the way. But trust me, all right? Unless you take my advice, you're going to be less attractive to women. It's like, really? Really, Nick? You know what? You know what, Nick? Your name should be Big Dick Energy because you're a big dick. You probably don't have one, but you are one.
So when you are thinking about finding a woman all the time, it also puts so much pressure on that scenario.
Oh, so instead of just thinking about finding a woman all the time, pretend that you're just working on yourself for yourself, but really it's in order to find a woman all the time. Just don't really think about that part. Got it.
It might not happen. It might be harder for it to happen. You are putting a relationship up on a pedestal when it really is not that important. You can go your entire life without being married. That's a completely relevant path. What matters the most is the impact you leave on this world. It can be through your actions. It can be through the things you created.
Nick here just realized he was an incel, and then he was like, shit, I'm probably never going to find one.
Whether that be projects, companies, children, whatever that...
You can have children if you're not finding a woman, though. And never mind. Just never mind.
That may be. I want to say there is no invalid path on this planet, although I'm sure someone in the comment section could bring up something. But you know what I mean. But anyways, guys.
Not really. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit?
That's the video for today. If you liked the video, drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm going to try to get a couple more videos.
Could you maybe stop making content like this? That's why I'm here. I'd appreciate it if you would lay off a little bit.
Out next week. I think this will be the only video this week. You'll probably see this Friday, I'm assuming. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm shooting this on a Wednesday. But
wow.
I'll most likely post this Friday. If I'm lucky, I'll post it Thursday.
Why are you telling us all of this? Just fucking post the damn video, Sigma male.
So, yeah, there's that. If you have any questions whatsoever, drop them down below and I will answer them. If you have any personal questions you do not want to leave in the comment section, my email is in the description down below.
Oh, God.
And other than that, man, you all take care.
Oh,
and you all have a great day. Peace.
Oh, Lord, you mean to tell me that people are writing this man with private questions? Private questions? Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, so far today we learned that if you do not masturbate, then you can up your vibrations. And that upping your vibrations and working on yourself can help you meet a woman. But you should not live just to meet women, men of the world. Instead, you should live to leave your mark on the world. But with a woman. And make sure you save your seed so that you can have a perfect baby.
The reason we are here on this planet is to learn how to create things in the physical, bring things into manifest. What we create in this life is not just physical, it is also spiritual. It creates a spiritual reaction, and that is just implanted into the universe, and it is just going to stand the test of time. It is going to last forever. Get really focused on doing creative things that we really desire to do, whether that be music or photography or whatever that may be, public speaking. Because right now, Like for me, for example, I would like my photography or maybe even these videos to somehow be something that will stand the test of time, that will be etched into eternity forever. And when I'm not in this life anymore, my soul has moved on, I can look back at this incarnation, at this point of existence, and see what I created, and I feel like I learned enough from this life.
And the truth is, no energy is ever destroyed. It all continues on. The truth is, our bodies, this is a fact, are a communal hive organism of all of our ancestors and all of their race memories, but not in just some compressed epigenetic system. It's beyond that. It's an electrochemical antenna, they've proven this, that connects to higher and lower dimensions. So our bodysuit, because our predecessors would put us in a position without giving us a bodysuit that is them. Our families are loving us. They're holding us. They're wrapped all around us. Their strength, their will, their bad, their good, their sins, the good things they did, the battles they won, the battles they lost, the woman they loved, the man they loved. It's all in us. All these people. It's why we're able to look into so many things and have so many different experiences.
My ancestors are smiling at me in place voice. You say the same.
If you are on semen retention and there is a chance you might want to have a child one day, then you need to know this. There is a process in our body called spermatogenesis, which is essentially the production of our sperm cells. And it is estimated that it takes around 74 to 120 days for our sperm cells to actually mature within our body. Be different, do the retention, and give birth or create a super baby. Putting other people.
Yeah, so I guess you can create super babies even if you have that. Yes, he does. He does believe in that. That's a real thing he believes in. Gay frogs! I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. Do you understand that? Gay frogs, gay frogs. Is that funny? Sorry, I'll stop now. That's my favorite song. I play it every day. Please no more till I recover from near-death experience by laughing. Yeah, so everybody, that is Big Nick, and that is about all I could take of him today. He has some very, very, very crazy beliefs, including the no-fap. He does believe in reincarnation. He does believe in all this stuff to do with vibrations. We just found out about his whole belief in the whole twin flame and soulmate thing, which is some new age stuff that we will be looking into in future. And in another few weeks, I plan on reacting to Big Nick again. He is still on the platform, still pumping out videos, trying to build up a community within the NoFap movement in which young men come and, listen to him for advice on how to live better lives and how to up their vibration so that they can get women, just like we heard here. And as you can see, he very much likes Alex Jones and some other weird conspiracy theorists. And I think that we should be looking into some of the big people in the NoFap movement in future as well, because I find all of this very interesting. And I think that it all kind of adds to the incel world, if you will. A lot of incels get into the NoFap movement due to them getting addictions in porn, apparently, or just thinking that it will help them get women. And therefore, I want to look into this species of men and how they get to be like this. How did you get here, Nick? How did you become this gentleman that now sits around telling women not to flick the bean and telling men not to fap in order to up vibrations and hopefully get better in reincarnation so that they can get closer to God after they hopefully find a woman to have super babies with? So please do give this stream a like if you have not yet. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I will be seeing all of you very, very shortly with my Ekankar video. It will be done. I just have to edit the outro, actually. And then I will be uploading it. So it will be uploaded by the end of tomorrow. And also, there will be a Bob Larson react that will be coming out tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get the Ekankar one out in the next few hours by the end of today. Sorry, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, Bob Larson. Sunday, Bob Larson Day. I've decided for a little while because it's fun. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous rest of your days. Please do check back with the community tab to see what is going on. And then you can see me yell at people sometimes. And sometimes people find that fun. Okay, see you all very, very soon. Mwah. Bye. And remember to fap. That's probably not a good way to end this, but okay, bye.